Is Han Solo liberal or conservative? The coolest smuggler in the whole galaxy steals every scene he's in. So I want to find out what ideology he's conveying to the fans. Oh, here he comes! Star Wars is the second biggest Hollywood franchise ever. The Marvel Cinematic Universe is number one, so what that means is basically Disney is Thanos at this point. For over 30 years, A New Hope was the biggest film of all time until James Cameron came along and sank a ship, but that means for a generation, Star Wars was the world's most popular movie.
I got him! Great kid! Don't get cocky!
Iconic characters like Luke Skywalker, Princess Leia, Darth Vader, and many more became household names. But Harrison Ford assumed the role that would not only go on to kickstart his career, it would become the most beloved character in the franchise.
Han Solo. I'm captain of the Millennium Falcon.
And as for the other guy that played Han Solo, not bad, but let's just not talk about it.
I'm out of it for a little while. Everybody gets delusions of grandeur.
Han Solo is an icon, and that means that for a generation, he has heavily influenced moviegoers since he first graced the screen in 1977. Now, just like the mystical powers of the Force itself, movies have the power to influence people to think and behave just like the characters they see on screen. And since Han Solo is an icon for a generation, I think it's important if we find out if he's more ideologically liberal or conservative.
Good luck. You're gonna need it.
To assess a character's ideology, we're gonna need to focus on three key elements, which is personality, motive, and arc. Now, before we get into this, I want to clarify that I'm not going to be discussing politics of any sort. I'm only focusing on the ideology of being liberal or conservative. If you want to know why, it's probably because the conversation would go like this.
Who is this? What's your operating number?
Boring conversation anyway.
Personality. Han Solo is a self-described scoundrel.
You like me because I'm a scoundrel. There aren't enough scoundrels in your life.
Every girl likes a bad boy, but all I know is that if I tried that, I'd be pepper sprayed. His on-again, off-again relationship with Princess Leia is an ongoing subplot throughout the series and shows him as a man with good intentions, but can't quite get it to work.
Leia.
Don't do that.
Do what?
Anything.
His skepticism of hokey religions and ancient weapons, as well as his cynical attitude towards people, makes the name Solo a perfect description of how he likes to live his life. Not tied down to anyone or anything, with the exception of his best friend Chewbacca, who he's also kind of a jerk to.
Come here, you big coward. Chewie, come here.
Laugh it up, fuzzball.
What are you looking at?
I'm done with that Star Wars crap, and I'm done with you.
His selfish and sometimes downright mean attitude can hinder his ability to get close to anybody, but his charming persona makes him very endearing.
I love you.
I know.
What a pimp. For a protagonist to be mean, selfish, cynical, while at the same time be a really endearing character, that's pretty unique, so I'm gonna say the personality is a little more liberal. Motive. Han Solo puts himself in some really dangerous situations, but he doesn't really hide the main motive as to why he's doing it. He needs the cash.
Look, I ain't in this for your revolution, and I'm not in it for you, Princess. I expect to be well paid. I'm in it for the money.
His need to collect some cash is derived from his occupation as a smuggler, which also puts him on the run from some crime bosses who he owes money.
Look, Jabba, I was just on my way to pay you back, and I got a little sidetracked. It's not my fault.
Now, aside from the cash, Han also finds himself wanting to help those he cares about most, and usually finds himself fighting with the rebels against the Empire. But besides being a decent pilot, I don't know why the rebels would want him around. He's constantly bailing on them.
You got your reward and you're just leaving then?
That's right, yeah.
General, I gotta leave. I can't stay anymore.
I'm sorry to hear that.
I've always hated watching you leave.
That's why I did it.
When we learn that he has a son, Kylo Ren, in The Force Awakens, we see that his motivation has shifted to now wanting to save his son from the dark side. Well, you know, if you stopped bailing on people so much, you could have been more of a present father and not have such a bitter son, Han. Han is motivated to make some money, and although he sometimes is reluctant to join the rebels, he sees it as his solemn duty. Based on those, I'm going to say that his motivations are more conservative. Arc. I'm going to issue a quick spoiler warning for this part because God knows what happens when you spoil major plot points on the internet. Not counting that spin-off, Han Solo has been in 4 of the Star Wars films and he has gotten himself into many debacles. He's introduced to us as a pilot who's looking to make some cash to pay off his debts, but soon finds himself helping the rebels fight against the Empire throughout the sequels. His relationship with Princess Leia grows through each film, but it seems by the time we get to The Force Awakens, he's moved on from her and is back to his old ways as a rogue smuggler. Wait, what? Kinda sucks. Well, at least he has a son he cares about who can carry on the legacy of his... Seriously? This is how you're gonna kill one of the coolest characters ever? Like I said, Disney is Thanos. Han's fate leaves him as a man with a legacy who grew to be more, but somewhere along the line he lost it all and returned back to his old ways.
You're Han Solo!
I used to be.
Maybe we'll get answers one day as to what happened here, but till then, it's clear that Han has changed and stayed the same for better or worse. So, considering that, I'm gonna say that his arc is a little bit of both. So with a final score of 2-2, I'm gonna say that Han Solo is equally both liberal and conservative. Perhaps this is one of the reasons why he is so popular, is because we can all identify with him on some deeper ideological level. For instance, we can all agree that if we were Han, we would shoot first.
Sorry about the mess.
Easy, Star Wars fans, this is just my opinion, so if you disagree or agree, let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching and subscribe for more videos like this.